Hey, it's day 86 of Travel Agency Near Podcast. I am your host, Rachel K. Rachel K. Rachel K. What today is finding your clarity. Maybe you've been doing this for 3 months. Maybe you've been doing this for a couple years and you're just like, none of this makes sense. I was FOMOing because social media. I was FOMOing and I niched in things that I had no idea or desire to really niche in because I was told to do it. And now I hate my life and don't know how to find clarity in my business. I got 4 questions for you. You shouldn't have to do a major overhaul. You might be able to do some small tweaks. Yesterday, we talked about the Q1 review. Monthly reviews are coming down the pipeline because we're working backwards, people. You're like, what? Yeah, do the big hard stuff first, and then the other stuff will be easy. So I do go over in the success circle. I think it's in the Q1 review. It might be during the monthly review lesson. How to determine if a desired change is reasonable and urgent, if you need to implement it right away, or if you're like, oh, I should probably sit on this because this is just FOMO talking to me. So I have 4 questions for you that I want you to reflect on, maybe during your little Q1 retreat time off. Put this on. You're like, what? Speak up, Rachel. 4 questions when you need to seek clarity in your business. And this is going to require some ability to just like sit in quiet and like hopefully you meditate. You know what you're doing. If you're a Christian, you can talk to God about it and do it in a prayer. If you are any other denomination, do it how you need to do it. I'm not familiar with any other denomination, so can't really say. And you should probably journal because you might get some messages that you need to reflect on. So, question number 1. What is this travel agency about? And I know you're like, I already have my mission statement. I already know how to do all of this. What are you talking about? No. We are trying to connect with the true deep calling as to why you're doing this for a living. Very woo-woo-y, spiritual for sure. But what is this all about? Is this about, well, my friend became a travel agent and now I want to be a travel agent because they said I could make a lot of money. So I joined IntelliTravel. Or is this, well, I decided I'm going to do destination weddings because that's what I was told makes a lot of money. Or, oh, this niche is trending, so I should sell this. Or, like, that's not what that's about. It's not what you want. Oh, I want to make $300,000 a year. It's possible. You can totally do that as a travel advisor. But we're not focusing on any of that. What is this about? What deep inside your heart called you to do this for a living? Not, oh, I have no other options. That's negative mindset. Something's wrong there. Just sit and breathe and think about this question with your eyes closed. Deep inhale through your nose, deep exhale through your mouth. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just sit and think, what is this travel agency for? What is this travel agency about? This will bring up anything good that you're trying to accomplish. And it also may bring up limiting beliefs because you might hear, this is what this is for. And then immediately, no, that's not good. That's not right. That's not going to happen. So you need to pay attention to that and journal that down afterwards because that's going to help you address a limiting belief that's keeping you stuck and not keeping you clear in your business. Question number 2. What is the one thing that's most holding you back from going all in as a travel advisor? It's terrifying. Maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you have a group of friends or family that aren't that great of friends and family, and they're like, well, you're not going to make any money. Why don't you just keep doing this? I don't know your situation, but what's the one thing? Maybe it's none of that. And you're like, I'm doing this full time, but you procrastinate or you don't really do any marketing. So, what is that one thing that's holding you back? You might be surprised. It could be a lack of trust in yourself. Most likely, you might hear that or feel that. I don't trust myself. I have to work for someone else. I'm never going to be successful, which is those limiting beliefs coming up. All right. No one, if anyone ever tells you it's easy to be a travel advisor, they are lying to you and they are taking your money. Oh, this is so easy. This is so easy. I've been doing this forever. No, it's not easy it's so hard being self employed. It's a very difficult path. And when people are saying it's easy, and maybe they're saying it's easy, just sign up for my program. That's like a doctor when you say I have crippling depression from childhood trauma or whatever, and the doctor's like, "Oh, here's some Prozac." That doesn't treat that. That just masks the symptoms. I'm not no shade to anyone that's on antidepressants. I'm just saying, like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. There's a lot of illnesses, and doctors are typically trained to treat the symptoms rather than the actual illness. But we're not doing this with question number 2. You're going to have to reflect on what this is, the biggest limiting belief, the biggest fear that's holding you back from going all in. And probably it's, like I said, it's a lack of trust that it'll even work out, that you are even capable. It's probably going to be the answer. And you're going to be like, you don't know me, Rachel. Then you're going to do it and be like, dang it. Enjoy. Enjoy. You're not going to enjoy this. Well, you might in the end. But it's actual, like, real, you got to reflect on who you are and a lot of things and be like, huh, that's what's holding me back. Being pushed in the mud when I was 7 because I messed up on hopscotch or something. I'm just making up the stupidest reason, but it could be. It could be the reason why you don't trust yourself because you couldn't be trusted to even play hopscotch as a child and got pushed in the mud. So now you don't trust yourself with being capable of anything. Maybe. Question number 3. What is the negative emotion that is driving me away from going all in as a travel advisor? So I'm just going to connect to the 7 deadly sins. No offense, because they're all like negative emotions, right? They're all like the big negative emotions. But then there's a few other ones on this list as well that I've written down. Pride. Pride is a negative emotion because you're going to start getting vain and kind of douche canoey because you think you're better than everybody else. You can be proud, but pride and being proud of yourself are different things. Greed. I need the money, 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 money. I need the follows, follows. I need the likes, 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 likes. That's greed. That is tied to greed, sorry. I'm going to skip lust because I doubt any of you are becoming travel advisors to get laid. It is not a sexy career. Mm-mm. Envy. I can't go all in because so and so travel advisor's doing better. Or these friends of mine who don't even work in travel are doing so much better. I can't keep up with them. I'm never going to be able to keep up with them. So I might as well just not go all in. Gluttony. That's when you kind of get stuck in I don't know. Gluttony is like excessive things. I'm not the best with these. So maybe it's just taking in too much content or taking in too much training. Like, I have to know all the things. Give me more, 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 because you're afraid of actually just being you. Wrath. I don't think anyone's super angry. But maybe anger is a negative emotion that's driving you away. Maybe somebody hurt you very badly and said something that made you feel like you're not worthy. And so you're very angry and you're taking it out on self-sabotage to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. Sloth is the doom scrolling. There's fear. Duh, we've talked about all the fears. There's shame. There's a feeling of unworthiness, any kind of hatred or unforgiveness you might have. A lot of these things could prevent you from really showing up and being truly confident in your abilities and being sincere with people. If any of those are your negative emotion, great. It could be something else. Those are just a lot of examples. And I just wrote down connect to seven deadly sins. I don't know. But if you really want to think about it, maybe your negative emotion connects to one of these seven deadly sins. Who knows? And then you could be like, huh, let's go into spiritual deep dive. I don't know. All right, question number 4. Once you know what the negative emotion is compared to your limiting beliefs and the one thing holding you back from doing all of this, like all of these things are connected and they're all set up to kind of distract you from doing your job. And this is another reason why I'm like, please, please don't doom scroll, because then you get the FOMO and the distractions and the days gone by and you've accomplished nothing. Anyway, question 4. What's the single most important thing that you should tackle in your business first and foremost? Now, remember, you're doing this kind of like in a meditative / prayer state. Maybe close your eyes, put on some relaxing music or whatever, have the windows open if it's nice weather out and the birds are chirping. Sit outside in the grass and do this. I don't care. And the answer that you get, remember, these answers are coming deep within you, not in like front of your head or whatever, like first thought in your head. Like take some deep breaths, stay calm, and see what comes up. And if it's anything that seems like a temporary solution, that's not what I'm getting at. Or if it's anything that's like scaring you, like giving you anxiety, that's not what is speaking to you. That's distracting you, and you still need to just continue and breathe through that question, right? Anything that's like truly aligned with what you're supposed to be doing, your calling, all that fun stuff, what's really distracting you, what's really holding you back is going to be like more steady as it comes up. It's just going to be like, and I'm nice and even. If you've done meditation before, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the first few times you meditate, they're like, and be quiet for 10 minutes. And you're like, yes, I'm totally going to be quiet with my eyes closed. And it's just like your brain going 1,000 miles a minute, and you just have to practice it. So, first thing you should tackle in your business, the answer you get may not make any sense whatsoever. It might make perfect sense to you, but, and remember, feel it deep, be sure, like that's a hell yes, this is it. That's what I need to tackle. It might not even be related to your first question. What is this all about? You might be like, what do these have anything to do with each other? Don't worry about it. There's a reason that that's the first thing you have to tackle. And as you're tackling it, you may get inspired to create more of a to-do list and then look during your quarterly review. Is your to-do list aligned with your short-term goals? And should you tweak them for the next quarter and get the start laying out? So that was a crazy episode. Hey, I hope that These 4 questions, I did this exercise a few weeks ago and I was like, doing it, adding it to the podcast. But what I want you to take away from this is like, you need to be who you are everywhere. There's no reason for masks. There's no reason to, even I could argue that people saying, oh, be authentic. Authenticity's kind of even been muddied, like muddled. What's the word? Dirtied a little bit. Like sincerity is what needs to happen. And full integration of who you are. Any hoodle. You can do this with other areas of your life too if you're struggling in other areas. These 4 questions. You can do it with your spouse, maybe. Like, you can do it with your family. You can do it with your business if you have other team members. Um, you can do it for your personal life and be like, what is this all about? Oh, excuse me. I'm just yawning in the middle of this. But yeah, I hope these are helpful and give you some ideas if you need clarity in your business, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like things aren't moving, even though it's been 3 months. Maybe this exercise could help you. All right. If you like this episode and you know someone else riding the struggle bus, share it. Subscribe to this stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Only like a third of the people who listen subscribe. Because yes, I started recording this January 1st or like December 20th. So I am not too far ahead of time as I'm recording these. I'm like maybe a month ahead. So for March, I'm slowly getting ahead because this will be in March. Yeah. So have a great day. Thanks for listening. Sorry I went off on a tangent at the end. This was a very interesting episode, and I will see you tomorrow.